Hi folks, I'm Judd, professional astrologer with 35 years consultative experience, and you're just about to look at your astrological forecast for the month of March 2014. Enjoy. And this is the global forecast for March 2014. It's such a strange time in astrological patterning and in human history. There's so many revolutions going on around the world as we speak. I'm recording this at the end of towards the end of February. And astrologically, we're heading into one of the craziest times ever. For example, February 28th, Mercury stops going retrograde. March the 1st, Mars starts going retrograde. March the 3rd, Saturn starts going retrograde. March the 6th, Jupiter stops going retrograde. Retrogrades can be summarised in an individual chart as learning about the lessons of a planet at an internal level rather than an external. But if you project that onto a planetary thing, well, one thing's for sure, much of the communication breakdowns of recent times are going to gradually claw their way back, and by mid-March, certainly by equinox, the Mercury shadow will be out of it. I think we actually clear Mercury shadow on 21st, 22nd of March. So communications are going to steadily improve again as we get into March. But with Mars going retrograde, I do think we're going to see a downturn in the levels of global violence and instead see a lot more mediation and talking. Not that that's likely to yield any long-term results. Saturn is going retrograde as well in Scorpio, which is never that friendly towards the more bear-like communist states, and I do suggest that again we're going to see a more conciliatory or at least communicative approach, and Jupiter's going to move forward. Now this is going to counteract things. There is an explosiveness around the Grand Cross pattern. Make no mistake, I've said this a number of times, and I'll say this again, there is the risk of major conflagration and explosion over the coming 6 to 8 weeks from an astrological level. The pattern does suggest some type of major explosion in a way that's not really happened before. When I say explosion, I suppose theoretically I could be talking about a bomb or a nuke or something like that, but I don't think I am, and I certainly hope I'm not. I'm looking at an explosion of democracy, or the desire for democracy, as we're seeing in a number of countries around the world. An explosion in terms of financial meltdown. An explosion in terms of things suddenly being revealed or coming to light. I think we're heading into an increasingly volatile and unpredictable time, and as the Grand Cross gets stronger and stronger, especially as we get into the end of March, then there's going to be more and more short-term radical development. The new moon at the start of March, on March the 1st, is so caught up with all the retrograde changings that it's not really going to be that significant, even though it strongly sextiles Pluto. The full moon on March the 16th for 26 Virgo, that's kind of okay, but it doesn't really affect the big picture. But the new moon on March the 30th, Sun conjunct Moon conjunct Uranus, square Pluto, square Jupiter, loosely opposite Mars. And this is followed, of course, 2 weeks later by the Libra full moon total eclipse, smack in the middle of the Grand Cross. So it really does seem that the more we get into the last 10 days of this month, the more we're going to see a level of intensity and urgency and probably crises at the global level that we've not seen before, or at least not since 1989 when the wall came down. Or times like this. This is massive, and I think Ukraine and Kiev are probably the start of it. I just hope it doesn't turn violent. Fingers crossed. If it is, it's going to be short, sharp, nasty and brief. At the more day-by-day level, Mercury in Aquarius, Venus in Aquarius, no big deal. Mars retrograding back, no big deal. But really, folks, this is the most compressed time. This is bringing an end to astrological cycles and patterns that have been brewing at least 2 or 3 years, in many cases since 2007, 2008, and in certain cases way back to 1999. Take your chances. You can't hide from this. There's no hiding place for any of us. Geminis and Saggies can hide. They're the only ones who can hide. The rest of us, we've got to deal with it. There's no middle ground. There's no hiding place. There's no compromise. There's no balance point. It's yes, no, black, white. And you're going to see brother on brother, metaphorically speaking. Hold your breath. It's going to take at most 2 months. By the end of April, the Grand Cross is over. And as I was saying to almost all of my clients, by the time you're into the end of April, 85 to 90% of the challenges of this year are over. But here we go. We're off the diving board now and we're about to enter. Catch you on the rebound. See you in a month's time. And as far as this month goes, March 2014 goes, planet Earth, get in there. Get in there, raw, direct experience and come out the other side healthy, strong, vibrant. Have an experiential month. There you go, folks. I hope that was interesting and helpful and a bit of fun as well. As always, a really big thank you to those few people who really, every month, sometimes you send me £2, £3, £4, £5. Thank you. It's always just enough to pay for the videos, and that's great. There's a synergy there that I just love. So once again, thank you. And I'm not going to try and sell you anything this month apart from my services. I'm around over all of March and much of April in the office, and I'm deliberately dedicating this 6-week period to doing personal readings. So if you need a 10-year or a 1-year forecast, your relationship looked at, your astrocartography done, or your baby's horoscope done for the future, drop me a line, give me a call. Apart from that, have a great month during March. See you next time. Bye.